Take a look at some sweet family photos from two of my guests today. Now, their mother passed away 5 years ago, and even though the loss of a parent can be tough, you hope it's a time when siblings would come together, but not these sisters. They are in a war over mom's will. Now, Jana says her sister Lisa has stolen most of her share of what their mother wanted to divide equally and has become a greedy troll who now wants to kick her out of her mother's house. Now, Jana has lived in their mother's home since her death, and she just will not move out. Lisa wants to sell the family home and says, to sum it up, Jana is trespassing and has no right to live there. She wants her sister out of the house, and she wants her out now.
I want my sister just to get out of my mom's house right now. My sister Jana has lived in my mom's house for 5 years since my mom passed away. Jana doesn't pay any utilities or rent. I pay everything. Jana lives there for free. For about 3 years now, Jana has accused me of stealing money from my mom. The money was left to me as sole beneficiary to distribute at my discretion. I gave Jana $13,000 after my mom passed. I gave Jana my mom's car and she totaled it. Her living in the house free for 5 years is about $15,000. I've given Jana the value of $28,000. She's never said thank you for anything. She's ungrateful and feels entitled. I told Jana in September 2014 that I'd wanted to sell the house. Jana had said that if I would give her her share of the proceeds, then she could afford to move someplace else and she would leave the house. But I don't have those funds to give her. Once this house is sold and those proceeds are distributed, I'm done.
Well, Jana says Lisa is not doing what their mother wanted and is only looking out for herself.
I am not moving out of that house. The house is paid for. My sister's become a greedy troll. Lisa's been very shady since my mom died. I don't know the person she's become. I believe that Lisa's talked mom into making her beneficiary only. I guess Lisa decided that since she was the perfect child, she was entitled to what mom had. After my mom died, Lisa had her taxes done. There were tens of thousands of dollars. I saw none of it. My mom's money has basically gone into my sister's house, new car, and the other little fun things. She'll show me something that she bought. In the back of my head, I'm thinking, gee, I own part of that because you bought that with the money that you took from me, that mom left me. I want her to admit she's wrong. I want her to make it right. Lisa chose to have money over having me as a sister.
Well, first off, let me say to both of you, I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
What would you hope to gain today? What could come out of this that would help heal this family?
I want her to admit that she lied to my mom. She told mom that she would split everything evenly in between the three of us.
And what would you hope to gain from today?
I want to resolve the house. I want to be able to sell the house. And
why haven't you sold the house?
because Jana's still living there.
Well,
and I don't want to put her on the street.
Now, have you accused her of killing your mother?
Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I have. Yes, I have.
I don't know about you, but when somebody accuses me of killing my mother, the conversation kind of dries up from that point forward.
Yeah. Maybe that was my cue, and I guess I didn't take it.
You missed that? Well, here's the text from Jana to Lisa, November 7th to 15th, so not too long ago. Jana, you're a thief, a liar, and a troll. You're going to rot in hell. You never loved my mom. You just wanted what she had. You probably even killed her. Funny how all of a sudden you stopped taking her to her appointments. Kind of makes one wonder. And how you had her buried so quickly without a medical exam being done.
Everybody was shocked that she was buried that quickly. I was just surprised that there was no viewing beforehand.
The first hour of the funeral was a viewing.
So there was a viewing?
I didn't want to see her like that, and that's why I chose not to be there when she took her. Well, no, and that's fine, but I wasn't aware that there was even a viewing before the funeral.
But to say it's strange there wasn't a viewing, actually it's strange that you weren't at the viewing.
Well,
but there was a viewing, is the point.
I didn't want to. I wasn't aware that there was a viewing until just now, so, and I apologize for that.
I believe that Lisa is so greedy that she hasn't even purchased a headstone for my mom yet.
These are the carnations I bought her at Thanksgiving. I come out here and visit her, and it makes me sad that she doesn't have a headstone. It bothers me because she was very adamant that she have a headstone immediately.
I knew that doing my mom's headstone would be the last thing that I would ever do for my mom. I couldn't bring myself to do it.
I guess Lisa doesn't feel that it's important enough for Mom to have a headstone, even though she promised Mom that she would.
I designed something and showed it to Jana, and she didn't really like it, so I said, well, then come up with something on your own.
She has no respect for my mom's feelings. She just flat out doesn't care.
Well, I'm going to get a headstone as soon as the house sells and all of this is behind me.
I believe now that the money is gone, that she doesn't plan on doing it.
I don't think Lisa even comes here anymore.
Why no headstone?
At first, it was just really hard for me to do. I couldn't bring myself to do it. And then when I did decide to go ahead and do it, I asked Jana if she'd go with me so we could do it together. And she didn't want to go. So I picked a design. She didn't like the design. So she said she would find something on her own.
So you think there should be a headstone?
I think there's,
and
yes.
you think she should move out of the house?
Agreed.
I have an email from Lisa from less than a month ago that says Mom would be thrilled to know that the house would be staying in the family.
If you were to buy it, that's correct.
Well, you've lived there for 5 years rent-free?
The house is paid for.
Yeah.
Lisa doesn't pay all the utilities. She pays the PG&E. She pays the power. I pay the water bill, and I do the upkeep on the house.
Well, Lisa and Jana agree on one thing. They say the relationship took a turn for the worse after the death of their mother 5 years ago. Joining us on the phone is Kathy, who was best friends with their mother. Kathy, what can you add to this conversation?
One of the times when I took Krista to an appointment, we were talking in the car, and she said she was worried about distributing the money equally. But then she said she decided it was better to just go ahead and distribute it equally among the three kids.
Well, it's good to hear a third party say what she wanted to do, and I think that's consistent with what it says. And look, there's a personality issue here, girls, but I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do here, and you'll get this behind you. You need to put the house up for sale, and I can tell you, you're not going to be able to sell the house with her in it.
That's correct.
So you need to either agree a date certain for her to be out, and you have to give notice of at least 60 days for her to be evicted from the house, which you've already done, which means you could have the sheriff go evict her this week. And if she wants to buy the house, then she'll either be evicted or she'll buy the house. Then all you have left is your relationship to start rebuilding that or not.
No. See, she's not going to let the money go. She's not going to
No,
let...
she had given my brother $20,000, and she had paid off his child support, which was $37,000. Mom wanted money to be split into thirds.
What did you do with the money I gave you?
I survived on the money.
You didn't work.
Lisa, it wasn't your...
When I stopped giving you money, you worked.
But it wasn't. It's not for you to say that you're not going to give me money because it's not your decision to say whether or not I could live off the money.
If you think that there's money that you shouldn't get, then you need to get a lawyer and pursue it, because I'm telling you, you're going to be sadly disappointed.
Well,
Because I've been through it all, and you guys are fighting about nothing. For some reason, you're just not doing it. And so I'm telling you, if you really want to get this over with, then what you need to do is sell the house. You're not going to sell that house with her in it because it is not marketable. You need to just man up here and do it. See the guest behind me? That's Colleen and April, who are sisters. They're coming into the studio at separate times just to avoid bumping into each other. Colleen says her sister April committed the ultimate betrayal by trying to fix up her boyfriend and the father of her children with another woman. April says Colleen runs her mouth like a tabloid, and so she punched her in the face.
My sister April is a backstabber.
I am not a backstabber. My sister Colleen is the backstabber.
April has always tried to steal my friends from me. April tried to break up my relationship with my boyfriend. She tried to fix Kevin up with another woman. Kevin is the father of my children, and I am very angry that my sister tried to betray me like that. April and this so-called friend of mine started spreading rumors, telling Kevin that he should leave me because I was cheating on him.
That's a lie. I never tried to do that. My sister has always accused me of taking her friends, her toys, her clothes, you name it. I did not betray my sister. She betrayed me. Colleen has made many lies up about me. My sister's telling people I do cocaine and that I run a drug house.
April is a drama queen.
Colleen is the drama queen in the family.
April feels a lot of jealousy and envy towards me. April went into a rage and slashed all 4 tires on my car.
I slashed my sister's tires because she broke into my home and attempted to rob me.
You two haven't sat down and had a conversation about anything substantive. You haven't talked about your problem. You haven't talked about
won't talk to me about
each
it.
other's lives.
She
Of
denies
course
it.
I deny it. It's not true.
She denies it.
Why would I fix up my sister's boyfriend with somebody else?
How
Why
would I
do
know that he told you that would never happen? Because that was his ex-girlfriend.
Well, what is his statement? Where's his proof? And why did she fix you up with him if she wanted it back?
You are my sister, and he said my
He
brother
doesn't
would
want to
never
get
do
in-
such a thing to me.
He doesn't want to get involved because he knows you're lying. He has told me himself that you threatened to
You
take the
are
children from him.
You are such
Ask
a
my
liar.
husband.
How could I take
Ask
his
my
children
children.
from him?
They were all
you are
sitting
such
there.
a liar.
Okay, sure,
such a liar.
sure I am.
Okay, well, I see why you haven't talked for 2 years. Why did you slash all 4 tires on her car?
She robbed my house. She broke into my home. I went to her home to find her to ask why. And she wasn't home, and I took my anger out on her tires.
With a knife. You had a
I
knife
had
when you
a
left your house.
knife in my car. It was a
You
steak
did
knife
not.
from
Your
lunch.
husband said you were cutting onions, and you went out the door and got in your truck, and he
Okay,
said, I didn't
Colleen,
know
there
what she was
goes another
doing.
one of your lies.
It was a steak knife from lunch. Did you steal the...
No, my lunchbox was in my car, and I was upset, and I took the knife out of my lunchbox.
You slashed her tires.
She broke into my home.
Then you went over to her house,
You betcha.
apparently borrowed a car.
At 2 o'clock in the morning.
You apparently borrowed a
No,
car.
I ran over there on foot. I
Sure
was
you
mad.
did. You were in
You
a
ran
car.
over there
You were
on foot,
lying.
and
not
you
in a
pulled her
car,
out of
you
bed
were.
and punched her in the face.
Yes.
She did a lot more than that. She pulled me out of bed naked in
We
front of
lived-
my 2-year-old child and beat me.
Yes, you were naked,
in
but
my
your
living
child
room.
was sleeping.
He was standing
If everybody
right there.
was in bed, why was your child up running around? He was
Okay,
like 2 years
Colleen,
old.
You're a liar.
Have you been spreading lies and gossip about her?
No, it was a friend of ours.
Did you say she was
She's
running
not
a
my
coke
friend.
house?
No,
And
I had
that she
nothing
was
to
using
do
cocaine?
with that.
Act with the girl.
I had nothing to do with that.
How do you feel about your sister?
I love my sister, but I think she needs help. I think she needs help. She really does. She's ill.
When you say you love her, what do you mean?
I love her deeply. She's my sister. We grew up together. We shared a room together. We shared toys. We played. Our kids used to play.
Things to me.
Yeah, and
Things that hurt.
you
That's the
make
father
up
of
things.
my
You
child.
fabricate.
No,
You
are-
fabricate things. You do.
I removed myself from that whole situation.
How come I'm happily married and you can't even get married? What is wrong
Because
with you?
we bought a house instead.
Yeah, whatever.
So you were supposedly cheating when you had a
I
3-month-old
was
son?
cheating with somebody else who was not who she's talking about. She's spreading a rumor that I was
Who
cheating
else?
with some other guy.
Who else? Bobby's
The
the
name
one I'm
Jason.
speaking of. Who's
And
Jason?
was a friend of Kevin's that he ran into every day at work. And you spread a rumor
Who's
that Jason's
Jason?
car.
I don't
Jason?
know. I need a program.
You are so full
Your mother had this to say. She said, April has torn this family apart with her lies. April has told her children that their Aunt Sissy, Colleen, doesn't love them and doesn't want to be around them. She has caused so much pain in this family that we can't even spend time together anymore. I'm so torn because I love my kids, but I cannot listen to April's lies and manipulations anymore, and I want her to stop. I would like DrPhil to help bring our family back together. April and Colleen used to be best friends, and I would like to see them be best friends and sisters again. DrPhil, please help our family. Please, please help us.
She put the ban on the family. I'm not the one that said you can't see your Aunt Sissy anymore. I'm not the one that did that.
Both of y'all are clearly interested in being right and getting the upper hand and pointing the finger at the other person. Now, let me ask you two something. How dumb are you going to feel? How petty is all of this crap going to seem if one of you gets killed in a car wreck tonight or something befalls you where memory you're going to have is watching this tape where you sat there and called each other's liars and bickered back and forth and sniped at each other and gave each other all of this unmitigated hell. And that's going to be your memory. That's going to be your legacy. That's going to be what you have.
If I didn't have concern for my sister and her safety, why would I drive in a hurricane to go check on her? Right before a hurricane was coming. Have I not done that?
Because you wanted to see my house you had never seen, and we just moved.
Yeah,
yes, that is your
lie.
intention.
I was concerned for my family and my niece and nephew. You're ridiculous. That's stupid. First thing you want to do is make sure everyone's safe.
Did you hear anything I just said?
Well, I heard you. I did.
No, seriously, did you hear anything I just said? Because you know what? When you lose somebody, they're gone for a long, long time. And it's over and it's done. And you are going to feel so petty if something happens. You're cheating yourselves out of each other's alliance. You're cheating yourselves out of each other's support. You're cheating each other out of an intimate sharing. All right, I want you to imagine looking in the mirror and the person you're seeing is always doing something better than you. That's what's going on with our first guest. They're identical twins, and one is always trying to one-up the other, comparing herself to her sister every step of the way, every single day, in every single thing they do. I could not believe it when I read the story. Mandy and Megan are sisters who claim to be best friends, but in reality, their constant competition turned them into worst siblings. Take a look.
My name is Mandy, and I'm an identical twin.
I'm Megan, Mandy's sister. When we were younger, we did everything the same.
We played the same sports.
We were in the same classes.
Mom always dressed us the same.
We used to win all the twin contests at the county fairs we went to.
We were the best of friends.
Things started changing when we were in junior high.
We became more rivals. We both liked the same guy, and I won him. I won the battle.
Nowadays, it seems like our connection is all about competition. My sister is always trying to one-up me.
I have the better house, the better location, the better neighborhood, the better neighbors. I'm the better twin because my life is perfect compared to hers. I have the better clothes. She doesn't have as many clothes. I own my home and she rents hers. My husband is the best. My husband is cuter. My husband has the better job. I won the competition for the best husband for sure. My car is a 2009. Hers is a 1999. I have a cute teacup poodle and she has a pit bull. I have the better house. She has a townhouse. I'm a better house cleaner than she is. I'm a stay-at-home mom and I'm a homemaker. I get to make my house look beautiful. She has to still work. She doesn't get to stay home with her kids and her house doesn't look as good as mine does. I have the better curtains. I have the better decorations. My stuff is better. I definitely win the sister competition.
Really?
Yes.
So you're just mighty proud of the way you turned out.
I'm very proud of it.
Really?
Yes.
And did you watch that piece?
Yes.
Yeah, what'd you think about that?
It's true.
What part of it's true?
Everything.
What part?
My house is better. I have a cuter dog. I have a cuter husband. I have a better car. Everything is better.
Uh-huh.
I'm a better homemaker.
So you're just a better person
Yes.
overall. You're just better.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
I don't think so. I think that she's a little greedy for thinking that.
Okay, so out of that tape piece you just saw, what you take away from that is it's all true.
Yes.
So that would be something that you'd like to get a copy of and play at Christmas for the family or play at the family reunion.
That would be great.
That would be, you'd be proud of that.
I would be very proud of it.
Really? Mm-hmm. You couldn't be any dumber if we cut your head off. Are you serious?
I think I have everything that's better.
Really?
I do.
Okay, and define winning for me.
Being better. Being better than everyone else that's competing.
Then that means that there has to be someone that comes out on top and then someone that comes out on bottom, right?
Yes.
Like when you were in high school, you remember when you were playing a school across town? You know, it'd be like crush the Vikings, grind them into nothing.
Yes.
That's what winning is, right?
Yes.
You slam, crush, grind.
Yes.
And that's how you think about your relationship with your sister. Slam her, crush her, slaughter her, grind her.
Build myself up more and more.
So you want her to feel defeated.
I do.
And you don't see anything wrong with that.
No, I think I like it. I like being better.
My sister will look for any opportunity at all to make herself look better than me. She's always trying to paint me as the center, and she's always Mrs. Perfect. My sister definitely took my pregnancy and twisted it into something negative.
I lived my life the right way. I got married first, and then I had kids.
Once she found out, she told the whole family before I had a chance.
I bashed my sister all the time.
My sister knows what cuts the deepest. It feels horrible.
I don't really think about what it does to her.
Knowing she is doing this intentionally makes me angry. I don't understand why my sister treats me the way she does.
I've never tried to stop. It's always just been a need that I have to do it.
Wow. You know, in order for people to get better, they have to have insight. You have to recognize that this behavior is petty and toxic and unbecoming. You can't think it's healthy to wish bad things on your sister, to take pleasure if she is less fortunate than yourself. You can't possibly believe that that's a healthy attitude in this relationship.
I just feel like I want to be better, and I want everyone to see that. And if I am, I'm going to flaunt it. If my house is better, I'm going to flaunt it.
Okay, but do you understand that your need to do that means that you have something seriously missing in your maturity? The fact that you need to do that.
I think that's just normal sibling rivalry, twin rivalry. I think it's normal.
That's not normal.
But we're twins, though, and
it's not normal for twins. It's not normal for triplets. It's not normal for gerbils. This isn't normal. I mean, seriously, I'm telling you this because since you don't have insight, I'm trying to give you an objective input. This isn't healthy. This tells me that there's something within you, some need you're trying to fill, desperately trying to fill, that means you're constantly caught in ascendancy. See, there's something in relationships that we call leveling. And leveling is whenever someone sees themselves as woefully inadequate, this would be you, woefully inadequate, they do one of two things. They either really try to thump their chest and inflate themselves up where they appear to be on the other person's level, or they shoot at the other person to try to bring them down to where they perceive themselves to be. It's called leveling.
I don't think I'm leveling, trying to shoot her down. She's already down.
And you take pleasure in that.
I
See, anytime a person takes pleasure in another person's suffering, whether it's even if it's an enemy, you be a gracious winner, you be a gracious loser. These are things that make up the fiber of character. And it's very unbecoming of you to feel and behave in this way. And if nobody apparently has ever bothered to tell you that, I just thought I'd tell you. The only mistake I think you're making is giving her any voice, any moment, any presence, in how you feel about yourself.
I agree.
I think in terms of emotional evolution and development, I think you are worlds past where your sister is. Today, we're talking about adult sibling rivalry. We're not talking about little kids that fuss and fight. We're talking about adults that turn on their own family members and fight and bicker and become fractured. Now, my first guest, Jodi, says the rivalry with her sister Shannon runs deep. What started out as arguments over clothes, a pair of pants, has turned into a spiteful and wicked war. In fact, Shannon disowned Jodi several years ago. Jodi says she has no idea why her sister hates her so much. Now, with their father battling cancer, Jodi says she will do anything to rekindle the relationship. But Shannon, she's just not buying it. Take a look.
I've always wanted to be a part of my sister's life. I've always wanted to have a close relationship with her. Jodi is narcissistic, manipulative, thief, liar, so many things that I would not accept in a friend. I honestly think my sister hates me. I don't have a problem with Jodi. I took her out of my life years ago. I'm the youngest of 4 children. David, Gail, Shannon, then me. We all get along except for Shannon and I. Growing up, I wanted to be like her. I wanted to be outgoing and skinny and pretty with the long brown hair. One of the biggest problems that I ever had with Jodi was that she would just steal my stuff. It's very normal for younger sisters to try to be like them. I would go rummaging through her room and find all of my hundreds of dollars worth of clothing. I can remember stealing some blue jeans from her, parachute pants, concert t-shirts. I usually returned them. My parents never did a thing about it. I told my mother if she didn't keep the thieving little bitch out of my stuff, I was going to hurt her. Oh, she used to get so mad at me, and she's still mad at me about it. Jodi and I have had a lot of verbal confrontations. Shannon has called me a bitch, a whore, carny running lowlife. I wrote emails telling her she was a whore, she spread her legs for every guy, she was a bad mom. Jodi thinks it's all about sibling rivalry. I happen to feel it has more to do with my parents' inability to love me. I have been told that Shannon is jealous because I was born, which no longer made her the baby. Mom and Dad are always on Jodi's side. Jodi can do no wrong. Jodi is perfect. I don't think my parents favor me. I'm insignificant in their life. I'm the black sheep. I'm the middle child. She has a problem with the closeness that I have with my mom and dad. Mom and Dad just don't have the ability to love more than one child. And that child, unfortunately, isn't me. If she wants to be an only child and they want her to be an only child, they've succeeded. My dad found out that he had liver and lung cancer, and she said she would not be present at my dad's funeral. She would be up on the hill looking down on everybody. If I don't get the love and respect that I deserve from my parents, I will stay out of their lives for good. I still feel that I want to have a relationship with her. I feel absolutely nothing for Jodi. Life is just too short. And we all need to get along, and we all need to be a family, and I think it's now or never.
What's going on here?
I'm just seriously tired of being completely left out. I mean, yes, I left for all of my own very good reasons, but it's still no reason for when I go back to visit my family, for my family to act like I don't exist.
Why are you here today? What do you want?
Well, there have been several times when I've brought things up to my mother and my father and apologized for things I may have said or done in the past, but everything I seem to say and do gets forgotten. I'm not trying to cause problems in the family. I've been trying to be a part of the family, but I'm not going to continue beating my head on a brick wall.
But you've disowned everybody, right?
No, I disowned Jodi. I did not disown myself from the rest of the family or disown the rest of the family from me. I did tell Gail that if Mom and Dad didn't want me at the funeral, I would stay back on the hill and I would watch from far away, but I would still be there.
But you see, they do want you. We all want you.
When she talks, your face, it looks like you're hearing fingernails on a chalkboard. What is it about her that bugs you so bad?
She has never been held accountable. She has never stood up and held herself accountable or responsible for anything that she's ever done. She's never, She's never been made to grow up and be responsible.
Then why am I grown up and responsible now?
Why have you never held yourself accountable for what you did to me?
If it doesn't carry the name Jodi or her son Gavin, Mom and Dad don't have the desire to have anything to do with it.
I was 18 years old when I got pregnant. My priorities were screwed up, and Gavin stayed with my mom and dad most of the time.
I think Shannon's very resentful of Gavin because he grew up more like a son than a grandson.
My brother Kenny was hit by a car and died. Everything my mom and dad ever wanted for Kenny is projected onto Gavin. Really unhealthy.
Shannon seems to think that we're keeping Kenny alive through Gavin, which is not the case.
Shannon resents the fact that my parents do a lot for Gavin and not for her children.
It really bothers my kids that anytime we get together with the family, it's all about Gavin.
The only thing I can say to Shannon is, to begin with, honey, you move 1,500 miles away. I do what I can when I can, but it's not so easy to do when she's in Texas.
I would throw the kids in my truck and we would drive 19 hours to Wisconsin to see my dad. But my mother and father felt it more important to go and watch a football game that Gavin wasn't even playing, and they had not seen my kids in at least 3 years.
I have talked to mom and dad before about treating their grandkids fairly, and it doesn't do any good.
I think that I have enough love for absolutely everybody in my family.
Now, we're going to talk to your mother here in a minute on the phone, but you really think that they don't want you in this family, true?
I don't know if I would say don't want me in the family. That might be too strong of a statement. Do they care if I'm there? No. I have lived in Texas for 9.5 years, and I have had 2 visits from my family.
You say that you're just like here with like an open heart and you want to heal this, but I've read some of the email exchanges that you've sent to her.
Years ago.
But this has been a running battle. This has been going on for a long time. Subject line, knock off your
Yeah.
You need to grow up. If you call sleeping with men for money a full-time job, then fine. As far as emulating you, my crotch couldn't take it.
Yes. Years ago, and that's how we are. We come back with all these hateful words, and I regretted it later.
And I want to be friends with this woman.
And then you send her an email that says, you carnival running bitch. I will stay as far away from you idiots as possible.
Spent a lot of time doing a lot of things to make myself a healthy person. And, you know, she could do the same thing for herself. She could make herself a healthy person. She could wake up one day and say, you know what, I am accountable for everything I do. And you know what, maybe I need to go back and take accountability to some of the people that I've, you know, wronged in my life.
But I've apologized to you. What do you want me to do?
You know what, Jodi? It's
Go
not
back
just
in a
that.
time
You know
machine
what?
and
It's not
change
just
it?
that. Let's get to what irritates me right this minute, okay? Right this minute, what irritates me the most is that with everything going on with Dad, it's got to be all about you.
No.
Yes.
No, it's got to be about us.
No, right now it's about you.
Yeah,
Because
it's
if
about
it
me,
because
because I
if
want
it
a
weren't
sister.
because if it weren't about you, right now when Dad just got, you know, started the chemotherapy, has been having such a hard time with the chemotherapy, you know, it's right after all that happens that you decide you want to make this better. Why do you want to make it better, Jodi? For you, not for anybody else. It has to do with let's make it about me. Why aren't you at home concentrating on Dad? Why am I not at home on the other end of a phone getting all the information and talking to the doctors I've been talking to get all the information that I need to get?
You could have said no.
Well, you know what? You could have had better timing.
But we're here.
It needs to be about
I scheduled
Dad.
your show. Did you know that?
But we are here.
When Shannon's around, The entire family is walking around on eggshells.
Over Labor Day weekend, Mom and I had words.
When she left, she was very angry.
I called Mom to say goodbye. Well, I'm glad you did. Mom, I don't think you understand. And she hung up on me. I have not spoken to her since.
Well, whoever said blood was thicker than water never met today's guest. Jodi says her sister Shannon is egotistical, selfish, snobby, and unforgiving. Shannon calls Jodi a liar and a thief. Now, currently, their father Ron's health hangs in the balance while his daughter's feud just rages on. Their mother Jackie wanted to be here with us, but she really didn't want to leave her husband's side, so she's going to join us now by phone. Jackie, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Well, Jackie, I'm sorry that you're having to deal with all of this with your husband, and we certainly wish you the best on that front.
Thank you.
I know it's a difficult time. You know the sisters are here, and
yeah.
Shannon feels very strongly that there's just not enough love for two, and that, frankly, you could take it or leave it, whether she's part of this family or not. What do you say about that?
I say that is absolutely not true. They need to somehow get past the past. They both know that you can't rewrite history. Jodi can't put those few clothes back. Neither one of them can untype the emails. The things that they've said, you can't unring a bell. So hashing out the past isn't going to get either one of them anywhere.
What would you like to see, and what would you like each of these girls to do?
You know, I know in my heart these two will never, ever, ever be best friends. But they need to somehow learn to respect each other's space.
I'm going to say to both of you that you are playing with fire here. And I'm going to tell you why. You think you understand words like final and over and done, but you really don't understand the gravity of those words until they really, really happen. When you lose your dad, and you're going to lose him, maybe now, maybe later, but the cycle of life is you're going to lose them. You are going to lose your mother. You're going to lose each other. One of y'all is going to go out before the other one does, unless you kill each other over a pair of jeans or something, and you both fall off a cliff together. One of you is going to be gone before the other. And I'm telling you, as someone that has buried a parent, as someone that has been through this, you have a responsibility to step up and heal this situation. And let me assure you, there is no greater gift you could give to your father at this time when he's in the hospital and he is struggling and fighting for his very life. There is no greater gift you could give him than the knowing that his family has claimed some peace. There's no greater gift you can give him. I'm going to introduce you to three sisters who call themselves, hold on for this, the Mexican Kardashians. They even have nicknames. For Elvia, her nickname is Miss You Think You're All That. The sisters call Erica Miss Psychologist because they think she knows everything in all situations. And the youngest sister, Tiffany, is the baby because the family says she's lost, out of control, with no direction, no self-esteem, has body image issues. Now, on the outside, their family may look like they have it all. But behind closed doors, this bunch is dramatic, chaotic, and broken. With these three sisters not only fighting with each other, but also with their mother, Janie. Take a look.
On the surface, my family looks really put together. We're all good looking, but the fighting between the sisters is insane. We call each other bitch.
Just like a reality show with all of our chaos, all of our drama, we are like the Mexican Kardashian sisters. Tiffany's behavior is slowly killing my mother. It's really important for my mom to be stress-free because of her hypertension. One issue with Tiffany can be the end of my mom's life and cause her to have a heart attack.
Tiffany's dating has gotten so out of control that it could possibly land her in jail.
My mom told me that she found a letter in the mail about Tiffany vandalizing an ex-boyfriend's house. Tiffany apparently caused $20,000 worth of damage. If Tiffany was to be convicted, my mom could have a nervous breakdown. I have told Tiffany that she is acting like a whore. Tiffany is on multiple dating sites. She's not afraid to meet people online. Tiffany took a road trip to New Orleans with a random guy. If anything were to happen to Tiffany, she was to get raped, we would not know who this person is.
Tiffany's freeloading and living at my mother's house. She doesn't help my mother with rent. She lets my mother pay for her car insurance. My mother has probably spent $1,500 on lawyers to fix Tiffany's tickets.
If Tiffany doesn't stop her destructive behavior to my mom, I'm terrified that my mom is gonna die. She doesn't have a right to go to my mom's funeral.
Okay. Elvia and Erica, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Are you guys here for Tiffany? Are you here for the family? Are you here for yourselves? What's your agenda today?
Tiffany is the center of the family concern, but if we're honest, we've been broken for a very long time, and Tiffany's just adding the chaos to the family.
Yeah. You guys are 2 years apart.
Yes.
Can you say she bullied you growing up?
She, bullied me all through my childhood, early adolescent years as well.
Why? What would she bully you about?
She was just angry all the time. Would be no reason at all. She hated being my sister. She denied being my sister at school. She would call me all kinds of names, told me I was ugly, nobody wants me, and that's all I heard growing up.
You a bully?
I've bullied my sister without knowing I was bullying her because I was angry. But I love my sister. When I became 30 years old and I became a mother to my beautiful son, my life changed for the better. And they see me as that same broken, angry little girl that I was when I was 5 years old. I'm not her anymore.
But you've gone past that.
I've gone way past that.
You think you're enlightened now compared to then?
Oh, well, yeah.
Did you bully Tiffany?
No.
You're concerned about Tiffany now, though, because you think she's on self-destruct.
Yes, sir.
You two agree about that?
Absolutely.
Do you think she's going to do what?
Well, Tiffany grew up having a much different life than we did financially, and having a lot of resources within her older sisters, being educated and being able to provide a lot more than what we had growing up. Tiffany will date any random person. I think I said in one of the pieces, if you smile at her and you say hi and you've got a pulse, she'll say hi back, and you want to take her to dinner? No problem.
Yet you say you just actually wish something tragic would happen to Tiffany so you could just grieve and move on.
Well, of course I don't want anything bad to happen to my sister, but every time the phone rings...
Well, that's what you said.
Well, yeah, of course I want to deal with it. I want to move on. I'm tired of, answering the phone from my mom and not knowing what did Tiffany do now.
Well, which is it? You said, of course I don't, but yet that's exactly what you said. You said, I just wish something would just happen to her, get it over with, so I can just grieve and move on.
Well,
you said, well, of course I don't. But yes, you did.
I'm tired of the pain and the uncertainty of not knowing.
Well, Elvia and Erica say their younger sister, Tiffany, is a fraud who advocates for survivors of domestic violence but treats her own mother like garbage and allows herself to be abused by men trying to find love. But Tiffany says her sisters need to stop judging her because their passive-aggressive comments, well, she says they just make her feel horrible.
My sisters and my mom feel like I'm only good for sex. It's gotten so bad, my sister Elvia has called me a slut. Every man that comes into my life, my family thinks that I'm automatically sleeping with them. Recently, my car actually got repossessed. I was very desperate at the time. I did go on Craigslist and I found a sugar daddy. He actually gave me $1,500. He expected sex from me, but I didn't want to feel like a prostitute, but I felt at that moment it was the only option I had. I was desperate. But on Plenty of Fish, I actually met a guy that was a sugar daddy. He took me shopping and spent over $1,500, bought me courtside seats to Houston Rockets. He bought me dinner, bought me breakfast. He spent over $4,000 for me on my first date. One night, I actually stayed over at my boyfriend's house. I came home and my mom told me that I needed to take a shower with bleach and that I was disgusting. I like the attention from the men. It definitely fills a void. Some guys I would become seriously involved with, and some I would just use them for sex.
Okay, Tiffany, you've been listening to the show from the top, right?
Yes.
You've been backstage listening to what your sisters have to say. What's your response to what they've had to say about themselves, about your family, and about you?
I definitely feel that Elvia is very abusive in her comments. Her calling me a whore, her saying that she just wants something to happen to me, that's very hurtful. I mean, what loving sister does that? I don't feel like she has any right to judge, especially because when she was single, you did a lot of things, like dating a married man, for one. I think you tend to forget that.
My mother 100% enables Tiffany to continue to walk all over her. She does a lot for Tiffany. She cooks for her, washes her clothes, cleans her room, buys her clothes all the time. My mother does all that to try to get Tiffany to like her.
My mom has not told me that she loves me since high school. My mom definitely calls me the devil. I definitely hate my mom.
Tiffany is so hateful and disrespectful to my mother that I would love for my mom to kick Tiffany out of her house.
A lot of the comments have actually traumatized me. I resent her a lot.
My mother refuses to kick her out because she's afraid that Tiffany may hate her even more.
Tiffany telling me that she doesn't love me. It's the most hurtful thing that can happen to a mother. And I feel, what did I do to deserve this?
Okay, what did Tiffany tell you that was the most hurtful thing you could hear?
She says she's not my mother. She's an acquaintance. And she's told me lots of times how I'm not her mother, that I don't love her. I don't know what kind of...
I've only said that one time.
Well, that time was enough.
Not lots of times, one time. Like, it was either a few days or a week later, I went and I gave her a hug and I said I was sorry. And she's never let that go.
DrPhil, I'm just wanting to know what are the bad things that I'm doing that, I mean, I can't get across to Tiffany. I cater to her from head to foot. I don't know what else to do for her. I do her laundry, I clean for her.
Well, okay.
I mean...
Can I answer that question?
Sure. Sure. Tell me.
Well, you could stop doing that.
I have stopped, DrPhil. I've come to her. I've tried to hug her. I've tried to tell her how much I love her. And nothing
But
faces
according
her.
to Tiffany, you never tell her you love her.
You haven't told Tiffany you loved her since high school?
No, I've never told her. No, I guess according to her.
Why do you live with your mother?
I've actually tried to move several times, and my dad always convinces me to stay. And it's my dad's house, not my mom's.
Excuse me, Tiffany, excuse me. You know what? I was 8 years old when your dad came into our life, and guess what? Your dad moved into my mom's house.
Okay,
my mom's house.
but he paid off that house.
So any real man should pay off that house. And you want to know why mom treats us better? Because we love her. We show her respect. To get respect, you get it back.
Okay, take your own advice.
And I do.
Calling people pigs and calling them whores.
I called you a whore. How old was I when I called you a whore?
That's a lot of
20 years old. I have not disrespected my sister. You called me stupid in the green room. You know what, DrPhil, my son is 6 years old. He has autism. I would never use the word stupid and retarded, and you say it all the time, and I told you to stop saying it.
Sometimes it slips out.
I grew up
and I always say
she
sorry.
Didn't call you retarded
it
or
doesn't
stupid.
Matter.
She
called me stupid.
She says this is stupid, or this outfit looks retarded.
She called me stupid because I told her to pick up. I didn't want to leave the green room a mess, DrPhil, and I said, Tiffany, pick up something on the floor, and she said, okay, you are so stupid. Quit telling me I only have 2 hands.
I'm sure this is exaggerated.
Okay, and you were there.
No, I'm just saying this is normal. I can say something, Elvia will blow it up.
This is what I have to live with all the time when we have a get-together.
If I've done anything to hurt my sisters, I'm going to apologize. I'm here to move forward. I'm not here to go back in the past. I'm here to move forward. Yeah. Why? Because I don't want something to happen to my mom and Tiffany to be there crying over her grave. For what? When she treats her like this?
And I don't think that's your right to already start having mom's funeral attendee list.
Yeah, you throw that in my face all the time, that if something happens to mom, I'm not allowed at the funeral.
Okay.
I don't believe that family dynamics are set in stone. I don't believe that things are of such a momentum that they can't be changed. But I believe that when you come to a relationship, you bring things with you from our learning history. You bring things with you, and those things either contribute to or contaminate the relationship that you enter. And this isn't all about you. You are toxic. You are living a dangerous life. You meet people on the internet and go out with them, and you say what you want, but all you know about those guys is that they have a computer. Yeah. But you go off with them. Yeah. And they could gut you like a fish, girl. And that's the truth. And the fact that that's okay with you is troubling. And that needs to change. And it's not going to change by you guys criticizing her about it. It's going to change when she learns to love herself enough that she refuses to let some jerk with a computer make a playground out of her body. Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.